Qualifiers. We are watching the 4th match of the day, and we have WG.Unity versus Fnatic. And to start off this match, I'm just going to recant everything I've said in the past analysis, because I honestly thought WG was doing a bit better. We saw some not so okay performances, but I really did think they were better than 1 and 4. But we just checked now in the Wikipedia, and we casted all their matches as well, so I was very aware of this. I just had forgotten they had lost so many times.
See, maybe you got them mixed up with Geek Fam.
No, I remember Geek Fam was doing well. You have to do the gag again with the horseman. I love Geek Fam. I did not get them confused. But WG.Unity, I don't know, maybe I was thinking about the past team, which was much better. It's just not been doing it. The fact that it's the same as EVOS is surprising to me. Because they seem a bit more solid than EVOS most of the time. They seem so close to winning sometimes. You know, so close. Yet so far away.
So far. I mean, right now we've got Fnatic 4-1 tied up with TNC at the top. Boom ID, Power of Malaysia, Singapore and Australia at 3-2. Tied up in 3rd. Geek Fam at 2 and 3 in 5th. And then Maneski 2-3 tied up with them. And then EVOS and Warriors 1 and 4, like you're saying, down at the bottom of the table with how many games remaining? 4?
Yeah, well, how many games do they have remaining, though? 2, I think. Each.
And it's seven total, right? And they've played 5, so they've got 2 remaining.
Yeah, 2 remaining. Okay, where's giving... So... Can they make it? Is my question. Can you go down?
Where do you want me to go?
Like there, yeah. No, there. No, they don't. So it's 6 teams that make it from the group stages, right? No, it's not. It's 4 teams that make it from the group stages, right? So then, yeah, I don't think they can. Can they mathematically beat someone yet? They need to win both teams.
Because first place goes direct to the event.
Right, and then the next 4.
Yeah, 2nd through 5th go into playoffs.
So they need to get... Okay.
If they win the last 2, they go 3 and 4. So yes, theoretically they can.
But the last 2 are against Fnatic, which is the most difficult team to beat, and... Well, Malaysia, Singapore plus Australia. Power of Malaysia, Singapore.
It's doable. So basically, Warriors Gaming need to win this game.
This game is super crucial. A lot of pressure put on them. Well, let's see. I mean, we have the draft in front of us, so...
Well, hang on a second. So Geek Fam and Maneski, what's WGU's matchup against them? Because that's important for like tiebreakers, right?
But didn't they say that we're not doing head-to-head? Well, actually, that's a current drama right now.
Oh yeah. So again,
they were not doing head-to-head anymore.
They lost to both of them anyway. So even if Warriors Gaming need to win this game. If they lose this game, they have no chance. Right. Because
they've only won against EVOS.
Best case scenario, they lose this and they win their next one, and they're 2 and 5.
And Geek Fam
and if Geek Fam and Maneski, both lose the remainder of their games, they tie with those 2 teams, but they lost against them.
But who's Geek Fam up against? Actually, that's another interesting question. There are many other games. So you have No. I mean,
Maneski and...
So Geek Fam has played against the best in the group stages right now.
Yeah, it's tough. So Warriors Gaming, this draft, super important for them. Drow, Enigma, NAIX, Kunkka, AM, Enchantress, Winterwyvern, Doom, Oracle, Morphling, Ursa, all banned. What did we start with here? Darkseer into Sanking, Lifestealer. Wait, was it Sanking first pick and then Darkseer, Batrider pick? Because I feel Lifestealer's a response to Bat Darkseer, right?
5 seconds
remaining. Yeah, both of them, man. You're right. It does seem like Fnatic right now has a pretty better draft. Honestly, the OD versus the Medusa, the Lifestealer versus the Batrider Darkseer, you having the Sanking Bomb with Lifestealer, Lightshark adding some pushing power to you. Oh, by the way, D-Swordfish, my name, and I'm here with Gareth, so nice to meet you. We're here in the WG versus Fnatic matchup.
Hi.
So, getting right into this draft. We got very technical there very quickly. I don't know, Fnatic draft seems really, really out-drafting WG. The OD, particularly against the Medusa, is super strong. You get the Lifestealer versus Darkseer and Batrider in lane, which is great, and then even afterwards, you're pretty nice at dealing with them. Tusk is not the greatest against Lifestealer. Now with an Earth Spirit.
DJ Earth Spirit.
That's scary. So let's strike position 3 with an Earth Spirit. It's also a pretty strong lane.
Jabs Sanking, you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking Jabs Sanking.
I feel like Isis Sanking and Jabs Lesh is more...
Yeah, okay, no, I can see that.
Because then you have the Sanking... I guess if you have the Sanking Lesh lane, it doesn't necessarily matter. You can play both as 3.5s, potentially.
10 seconds remaining.
But I would like to see, if it's Lesh... I would rather see Lesh 5, Earth Spirit 4. Not in farm, but at least in positioning. I like Lesh a bit... I like Lesh a bit more in the safe lane to defend your kill. They have a lot of vehicles, though, for Lifestealer. Like, Fnatic has a very good lineup for getting the bombs off.
Yeah. Fnatic did have first pick, right?
They did, yeah, okay. And now, WG? You have the last pick. You have a middle... You need a carry here. I was going to suggest the Ursa if you want to beat the Lifestealer, but obviously you're up against an OD, which is very difficult, up against an Earth Spirit as well.
I mean, like going Razor here feels bad against Lesh Sand King because you just get pummeled in lane.
Even OD as well beats you later on.
What do we have? We've got Darkseer 3, Medusa 2,
Yeah, so you need
Bat and Tusker, you're 4 and 5.
Yeah. Which is very, very greedy lineup already, so you kind of want to have Space Creating carry. You don't really have many options, honestly.
Sven.
Oh, Ursa's been banned anyway, so you can't even pick that. Sven? Juggernaut?
Yeah, it's one of those two safe options, isn't it? I think I would have liked Sven better with the Darkseer because you've got a combo with Vac Stun.
I like the Jug better because you have the magic immunity to stop the Outworld Devourer from attacking you. Jug has a way to evade the Lifestealer from damaging you, and he has a way to evade all the stuns in Fnatic. Also, I mean, I hate to say this, but Nico Baby is good on the Juggernaut. As everyone is. The Juggernaut can have a lot of impact. It can be a space creating hero, right? Whereas Sven is much more of a farmer. Your lineup is incredibly greedy, though, as WGU. And you are lacking. You're right. You're making a very good point. There is no combo with that Vacuum whatsoever.
Vacuum into Stone Gaze?
Yeah, sure. Vacuum doesn't turn them around, though.
Just do it.
Like, vacuum them. So, the idea here, I wish I had like a board I can draw on. You vacuum them in front of the Tusa while she's stone gazing, and then that's it. That's the combo.
Yeah, no, the vacuum into Stone Gaze, that is the combo.
Or you have the combo of, vacuum into Flame Break. You put them together, and then you spread them away. They're so confused. They don't know what's happening.
I thought you wanted us to cuddle, and now you're pushing us away.
Exactly. It's very... Or you have vacuum into Snowball.
Jab's Earth Spirit, by the way. Probably one of the more interesting things about this Fnatic squad is that they've got two of the best position 4s in Southeast Asia playing as their supports. They don't necessarily have that kind of hard 5 that we look for in support duos more often than not.
But both...
4,442 wins.
Jesus.
Powerful gamer.
When that first showed up, like the first time I saw it, I thought it was on the specific hero. I'm like, you've played 8,000 games of Lifestealer.
No.
Yeah, no, I realize
Definitely not. Jeez. No one is that broken in the brain.
Why? Lifestealer's a fun hero to play. He's the first hero I ever learned to play.
What's the most number of games
Dota
you
1.
have on one hero, by the way?
In Dota 2 or in Dota 1?
I mean, you can't count Dota 1.
Exactly, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
So, but Dota 2? Wow, I can't say what hero it is because you're going to punch me, so...
Is it Broodmother or something?
No, I'm not that bad. It's a close one, though.
Just say how many games.
How many games? I think I probably have around 130 or so.
Okay. I'm about the same. I've got 10 heroes with like 100 wins or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have like 4 or 5 that I really enjoy. Mainly I like making people cry. So any hero that I can really, really make people cry with.
I just never kind of understand or get into the heads of people who have like 1,000 games of, Lone Druid or something like that.
Well, it's really enjoyable for a while. I used to like a while ago, back when I cared about MR, I used to think, right, I'm going to reach a certain MR with a certain hero just because it's, an enjoyable experiment. And you learn a lot about a hero. Back in the day, to me, it was Beastmaster because I liked his muscles, and I thought, I want to be like Beastmaster. So I'm going to play a bunch of Dota instead of going to the gym, and I'm going to play like him, and I'm a role model like him. And that way I don't actually have to do any physical exercise. And it worked. I got pretty good at Beastmaster for a while. And then they changed it. So it's not really that useful in Dota. In other games where the heroes are more static, I think you can actually main a hero per se much more. Since Dota, the heroes get reworked all the time. Like, people that were Chen mains, and I hate using that word, but like, people that played Chen a lot. And then Chen got reworked. Like, I loved Coddle. Coddle's one of my most played heroes. And then he got reworked, and I've not played him since. Just a walking ultimate. What a garbage hero he is now.
Hey, he does the Illuminate on the creeps.
Yeah, and he used to be able to do so many things. Like, a good Coddle before was so effective. Watching GH on that Coddle was mind-boggling. Yeah. Like, the small plays he used to make. All you need is 4 staff, and you were gone.
I really like what WG were doing there, by the way.
What?
Sitting mid by their tier 1, waiting for someone to come and test the ward.
Ah, right. Yeah, that's a good call.
Like, we've seen WGU do a lot of these 5-man smokes early on to try and catch people off guard, and they will find ice.
I think he might be dead. Burst to the low ground.
It forced him to Burrow Strike level 1, though. Ideally, he wants Sandstorm.
Right, because
he's in a solo lane.
Yeah, that's really bad. But you did survive the first blood, so it's all about getting the experience now. If you can make the lane go in your favor somehow by aggroing the creeps properly and getting a good body block here. And what you were saying earlier, by the way, I didn't make a comment, but you were saying that they have the best position fours in Southeast Asia, and you're right. But Fnatic also has two heroes that are pretty sacrificial, both DJ and Jabs. They don't mind not having the farm. Like, Jabs back...
They are here to help
Yeah.
Abed, basically.
Yeah, he doesn't really... Like, they don't mind. They're very effective without farm. They're very similar to... I mean, obviously, Pilot position 7, which is the only guy who plays that position. But
Sam-H tried to punch
they
Curry
play a
at
lot
top.
like that. What? With... Oh,
With his fists.
with his
That's
fists?
how you punch.
Oh, no, I don't like violence.
He's going to drag the wave.
Why is he doing
Jab
the Iron
chasing
Shell? Oh, right, so he can drag the wave properly. Okay, okay.
Yeah, Jabs is pressuring him. They move the Lesh down bottom, so they get the Lesh Sand King. This means that the Burrow Strike level 1 not as impactful anymore, but they make a move onto DJ, Felix and Moon Meander, pumping the damage in. Two-man Burrow Strike will slow down the aggression, but there is no turnaround play as they don't have Split Earth on the Lesh. It is level 1 Diabolic Edict. There's going to be action on both of these lanes, bottom and mid, though. We're looking at Earth Spirit eyeing up the roll towards Ben-Hur. Abed, 3 seconds until Astral, which is what they are aiming for. 2 seconds, 1 second, Astral. And now we look for Jabs to roll in. 3, 2, 1, go. Don't think they've got the damage, though.
Is under attack.
Out of the 3, 2, 1, go, eh? No, that fizzled out. It's like a firework, unfortunately, not working. It's like a kid's first section. The Medusa here is way too tanky right now to actually be gone on with just a simple Earth Spirit roll. It used to be a really strong combo. I remember the Astral Prism into Rolling Boulder because it was a slow, right? So it lasted a bit longer. You got more hits out of it. Usually had Overvenom as well to add to it. Ice gets away from the tag team in the bottom lane. This Earth Spirit now rotating to the mid lane is okay. He's just not as strong as he used to be. He used to be such a strong mid lane rotational support, and now the small stun in the Rolling Boulder makes you much stronger in the side lanes, but much weaker at rotating here. Even with the Overvenom, which he doesn't have, by the way. And Abed doesn't deal great damage either.
And they've both been spotted as well. Radiant Obs Ward sees Earth Spirit and
They're
Lesh.
rotating. Oh? No, they're just rotating the battery, but realize that you can't fight against the Lesh, so he immediately TPs here. I think this is the right play. You don't want to fight against the Lesh, and you can easily harass Jabs. And this is one of the strengths of the Bat Rider. You're very, very good laning phase. And look at Mumiander trying to block that Rolling Boulder. Make sure it doesn't happen. Jabs wants to man fight him, but it's a bit of a tall order here. Oh, no, he has Rolling Boulder, never mind. No way you're going to catch him with just a sticky napalms.
And Medusa 6 and 2 though. Struggling in this lane to get CS against Abed's OD. Lifesteal has been left to completely free farm top, but Darkseer of course cutting waves and dragging into creep caps means he's getting plenty of CS. But it's that bottom lane, 1 CS for Ice. Very rarely do we see him get outplayed or outmaneuvered in lane, and this initial tri-lane from the Radiant, WG.Unity, have shut down Ice, forced him to go Burrow Strike level 1, means he doesn't get the quick sandstorms, and it makes this lane incredibly awkward for the Sand King, so he's looking to catch up as a roll connecting onto Darkseer top. Damage is good from Sam-H as he chases the Earth Spirit with the double Ion Shell and forces the TP away. Jabs escapes with his life. Cuts it close.
Well, the kill potential is just not quite there yet. They're rolling. Oh, sorry. No, that's the wrong team. Mumiander's managed to push these guys away, but he still needs the Firefly to actually threaten death. It's not quite happening right now. Been quite passive lanes. Who does this benefit, actually? Who wants the passive lanes? Who needs to propose things first right now?
I don't think either of them
No,
do. It's
no.
Like Earth Spirit, yes, he's rolling around, kind of chipping away at people, burning through their regen, but it's not as if they need kills. OD is farming decently. Lifestealer is completely free farming, so he'll get a quick timing on his Midas into whatever it may be. I think this game, I'm kind of looking at the Armlet Desolator, honestly, over the Radiance build as a more ideal option. Seeing as you're against Juggernaut, Medusa, you want that raw physical burst power from that Infest into Rage, and of course you're against a Darkseer with Wall, so you don't want to give away a Radiance illusion that much.
Yeah, that is true as well.
I think here with the tempo you can set Infesting into someone like an Earth Spirit, and Earth Spirit moves in onto mid, kicks the Medusa under tower. Ben-Hur will take a ton of damage from those hits.
So now you have a bit more tools to deal damage or to hurt in the middle lane, but unfortunately you're still in the same position where you have an OD combined with you. Arcane Orb level 1 is still not good enough, even though it's pretty decent against Medusa because you stop the mana shield from being too effective. Medusa still has the constant Mystic snaking, and if you take away the mana from the OD, you can't get many Arcane Orbs off anyway. Even with the Equilibrium level 1, it's not enough to perma orb as it used to be the case. So we'll see, again, the stability lane kept. A lot of rotation by the supports, but mainly just to stabilize the lanes where they might be losing them. And just a bit of a tug of war in most of these lanes.
5-minute Midas though for MP. Lifestealer,
Yeah.
absolutely cracking start.
He rushes it as well. Like, he doesn't need the boots, right? Because he's just last standing on her tower, so...
SamH opts to go Soul Ring and Arcanes, so not going for the Helm of the Dominator build this time around, and against a Lifestealer with the Infest, of course, it does make sense, somewhat heading straight into the Greaves to hit that earlier timing as they roll mid again. Ben-Hur kicked into the OD damage. Still level 5 on the OD, so no Sanity's Eclipse, but they should have enough to chip away at the Medusa with one more touch. They'll get first blood.
And the bottom lane tried to get a counter kill here, Moon Meander. And this is actually, just checking now, Tusk was not, didn't have enough HP to TP, and Moon Meander was not carrying a TP himself. Not entirely sure if it was on cooldown, but this is why the Medusa died. They couldn't help him out.
Yeah.
It really shouldn't have been a kill, honestly. You don't have enough damage. You could have rotated much easier, but they were not ready to make that TP rotation.
So WG, their game plan here really is to rally around this Dusa kind of 20 minutes in. We often think of Dusa as that super late game carry, but
She really isn't.
the past year and a half has really proved that to be the opposite. She gets to a very powerful peak. Around her talents, basically. You hit level 10, she's strong. Level 15, she's strong. And so on up to level 25. And you want to really play around them with specific item timings, such as triple Wraith Band with the Phase or Treads, then into the Manta style. Look towards potentially a Hurricane Pike in this kind of game against the control and damage that Fnatic have.
Well, she's a hero with late game potential for sure, and she's strong in the late game. It's just that she doesn't require, like you mentioned, going straight for that attack team. Nah, this isn't like that.
No snowball, unfortunately.
And then the thing that was interesting with Medusa is that she plays similar to how old Jar Cups used to play, where your early game is very much dictated by your spells and the damage from Mystic Snake. And they're going to go on her again. And okay, Banner loses most of his mana. This time, again, no TPs. They're just going to let her die. Science Eclipse actually committed here to get the kill on Banner earlier, but again, no TPs. Jabs, de-aggroes the tower, survives this engagement, and Medusa's just being bullied out of this lane.
Yeah, Tusk isn't holding one. Bat Rider, I think, just bought one, but no boots on Bat. Moonmeander's having a bit of a struggle as they land the combo bottom. Juggernaut does have spin and 11 wand charges, so still a difficult kill to actually complete. And they spot Felix coming in from the western side. Might have to Ice Shards to block out DJ's Lesh as the Edict chases him down. Nice play by Felix. DJ could still go for the play. Opts to not go high ground though. Doesn't make any rash decisions. But really, WGU here, it is very much weathering the storm, trying to make sure that the Earth Spirit, Sand King, Lesh don't get too many laning stage kills. So you can get this Juggernaut up and running with the phased drums. Medusa, once she's got her upgraded boots, I feel should be looking to really pressure that mid-tier 1 with a couple of her teammates. Because you want to open up this map. Once you take that mid-tier 1, it opens up that dire jungle for Darkseer to really play into the tier 1 and start shoving objectives, as well as the Juggernaut giving him much more of an open space to farm, because you get that mirror movement, Fnatic will come down to the bottom lane to take that tier 1 themselves eventually with that Lifestealer.
We should mention, actually, I was saying earlier who this passive early game benefits, but I will say that WG.Unity, with a Tusk and a Bat Rider particularly, you're hoping to do a bit better in the lanes than this. You already have a 1k lead for Fnatic, despite them not really getting any heroes that are made only for winning lanes, much like a Tusk is, or even a Bat Rider support. And the mid game should be a huge turnover for WG.Unity, but they might not get to it in time. That Bog's getting ready, they get the stun off with the rolling polar, they control this Darkseer completely. He can't get a surge off despite it being maxed, useless completely, and Obbit's already starting to rotate and do Obbit things, which is you win the game for your team, essentially. Yep. However, this time, MP, super farmed as well, super early Midas, helps him considerably, and he will be going for that Radiance regardless.
Okay.
So I agree with your point about the illusions, and I don't think the Radiance is the best against the Jugger, but it is really strong against the Medusa. And being able to get to her with a missed chance is quite fantastic. Right? I can see the point. It's a very strong build. It helps you farm as well, and right now you can farm out of control. Please don't make that face, Gareth. I'm trying to defend the players, okay? Just
I don't think it's... I'm making a face. I fully understand. I don't think it's bad by any means. It's, an equally as good build as the Armlet. I just feel that in this game, Fnatic have a much nicer window where they coincide this, Armlet Deso with the ODs, Drums, Force Staff, and maybe a BKB, right? You have that timing hit. Whereas Lifestealer going for Radiance has that awkward period, as they will go for a kill again onto SamH. 2 kills in quick succession onto the Darkseer now. Maybe not with a surge away. He gets out of danger, and with the tag team arriving, Ice Shards there, Jabs trapped in the Igloo, and DJ's been dragged back with the vacuum. Great reaction from WGU, bringing the Juggernaut top and using that Omnislash very early on.
And usually Omnislash now at level 1 is useless, right?
Yeah.
You never get a kill with it.
Like you find a support, maybe. But yeah, I feel that, that Radiance window, you know, the kind of period where you're farming Relic and then you fight a little bit and then you've got Radiance completed. I mean, it ties in okay here. The big issue is still Ice on this Sand King. He needs more time as they get the Batrider mid. So I think it's more of a reaction to how Ice and his lane has been going than anything else. Because they need to delay the game for him to get an item, and if you're going to delay the game, then you may as well go Radiance on the Lifestealer.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
It's a way to push out lanes, a way to farm, you know. Darkseer in the middle lane. Talk about delaying the game. This is a great way to delay the game. Stop the pushing items, right? No guarding Greaves. It's a fantastic way of making sure Warriors Gaming Unity doesn't get that power peak early on whatsoever.
Oh, he doesn't have Mech on Courier.
Nope, he does not.
Is it on floor and base? No.
No. He's just waiting for it.
Okay.
I mean, it would be a good timing for the mech, but it's not like he's that far off anyway. He's playing a Darkseer after all. Like, he's farming fine, but he needs more than this. And on Darkseer, ideally, in this kind of game where you're just able to farm freely in the top lane, but you're also not harassing the core, you want to get an early mech, you want to get an early... Ooh, this Batrider is dying as well. Moon Meander cannot do anything against as Felix comes in to attack Ice. 4-second Burrow Strike will be ready. Again, Burrow Strike himself away, but Astro Imprisonment actually saves him.
Medusa's coming in for this.
Medusa is. Ice still trying to save himself. Has the Burrow Strike. Goes the wrong direction though. Fights to the death to try to get the kill on Felix. Probably wasn't confident he could get away, so just try to get the kill instead.
Yeah. I mean, MP now, 1,000 gold off that Relic. It's 12 minutes in. His Radiance timing is going to be absolutely spankingly amazing. He's even going to try and pressure this tier 1 all on his own.
Yeah.
If you get it this quickly, Darkseer is not going to have a point in wall for another couple of minutes. So
that is true. I mean, it doesn't. Even if he was, you can just like he's gonna get one illusion and the lifesteal. It is annoying that you're gonna have to fight against the Radiance, but you have an OD to just kill illusion super quickly anyway, right? So you're not too concerned about the wall illusions. You can't just play around that anyway. I think that Fnatic is fine. You're snowballing out of control on this lifestealer. The Radiance is going to help you so much when it comes to pushing power.
And OD hasn't been halted in his farm either, right? I think that's another big thing here. Is the second net worth is that Abed OD, clearing through a couple of juicy little stacks for himself back in that triangle. And Ice, yeah, he had a pretty poor laning stage, but he's got himself some nice little build-up items. Tranquil Soul Ring Wand, 500 saved away for that Blink Dagger as he moves towards it. And now the onus really is on WGU to start making moves. They need objectives. They need tier 1s most importantly. I think getting this Medusa up and running is, you know, paramount, vital to them winning the game. I don't think she can just sit back in this triangle. You want to put her on the front lines, get her active, involved in these engagements. But it's a catch from Abed in onto the Batrider, and it's a very simple kill.
Yep.
We'll witness in front of us.
Abed ensuring that it keeps the kill counter up. He's been really effective at creating space. And usually No D doesn't fulfill this role necessarily, right? He's not a Quap or a Lina.
But with that Earth Spirit.
Yeah, with the Earth Spirit has been a great combination. The Astral Imprisonment plus Rolling Boulder has been stronger as the game has gone on. And of course with the Boulder Smash now maxed, they actually have some decent damage and a really, really strong slow. So they're trying to take the tower down bottom, and they have DJ to help them with Diabolic Edict. Clear the creeps first, and now try to kill the tower, but Samage comes in time. And this could be dangerous for DJ and Ice. Ice is forced to Burrow Strike himself away. And there's the wall of replica. Stops both of them. Omni/use, but the creeps nearby. He jumps to them, and DJ's able to disco goat himself away.
And the kick?
Yeah, the kick saving his life, but unfortunately that might be Jabs going down for his support friend.
He couldn't roll away.
That's what a true martyr does.
I mean, really sick. Just go back to that creep camp. The movement from DJ, so he gets hit by the wall, slowed down, and he moves. And when the Omni Slash hits him here, he actually does a little side step where he plays into the creep camp. You know, forcing. You know, gauging.
Yeah, but
hopefully coin flipping that it does bounce back. But it's the presence of mind to just make that slight little
you have to
deviation.
Yeah, so the idea is he's playing Lesh, right? So the chance of, first of all, bouncing between the creeps is much higher than bouncing up to you, right? And then you're playing Lesh. You have one of the highest movement speeds in the game. You're actually able, if you just play just barely, to just leave him there, essentially. Like dropping off your kid at daycare, let him attack the creeps, and you can walk away and drink your wine or whatever you do during the day. So, Fnatic...
15-minute runes? Okay, I thought maybe for a second there Fnatic contest the top ones.
No, I don't think Warriors Gaming can contest this, actually. I'm kind of afraid. Or maybe Fnatic is playing...
Like, both teams are kind of setting up for it and then not wanting to commit for it. Kind of interesting. We've got Radiance, like, done. 100 gold or so for MP to have that finished. So we're 15.5 minutes in, and he has Midas Raddy nearly 10,000 net worth on this lifesteal at this point of the game. Batrider, Moon Meander has his boots.
It's a really good time for Radiance.
Sam H has Arcane's mech. So they do have some damage mitigation as Nico Baby does spin and TP up to top to pressure this tier 1, which 15 minutes in feels slightly delayed. They lasso grab Leshrac, DJ caught but unlikely to get killed.
Well,
Low ball forward, but in comes Ice. 2-man burrow strike. The vac wall onto 3 is good, but DJ pumps the damage out as the mech doesn't buy the time for that Tusk to survive. MP's Radiance now arrives. Lifestealer chasing forward onto Sam H, but Ben-Hur and Jabs having a bit of a battle mid lane. It looks like Abed
open wounds? No.
clears out the Medusa.
And Abed was hoping to actually join that team fight in top lane. Look at his build, actually. Not a very common build for OD nowadays, but that Blink Dagger early to keep putting up that pressure. And with that equilibrium.
Mid?
Yeah, Moon Meander's done.
They're unstoppable.
Abed.
So, Batrider used to be considered a counter to OD, and I guess still is in some ways, because OD suffers really hard against turn rate slows and attack speed slows. That's like Jakiro and Batrider used to be considered 2 heroes to pick against OD, outside of the Razor and Sniper, which obviously are kind of lane counters themselves.
Yeah.
So it's funny to see there, Moon Meander really playing with Abed through that sticky napalm turn rate slow.
I like that. I like that very much, yep. I mean, it is the only turn rate slow in the game, so. The Darkseer now probably going to die as well. Sam H just lost a surge. She has mech in 2 seconds, but can't activate it in time. MP will get that kill. And
This game's starting to feel like a foregone conclusion at this point.
it does. It doesn't seem like Rare's Gaming.Unity has much to do against it. We're talking about Medusa
Who are they
being...
catching mid?
Oh, Moon Meander again.
Oh.
I mean, we're talking about Medusa being a hero that actually does quite decently in the mid game if you get an okay early game start, right? But you don't have that okay early game start, and you still need to come online to some degree. Medusa's not strong with a single item, and you need to get the level 15 as well to get the Mystic Snake Monosteel.
So this is kind of the reason I wanted the Medusa and the Juggernaut just to go and make plays. You know, Medusa has sat in the triangle, farming ancients, farming camps. Okay, great, you finished off your Yasha, but you're just losing this game, bleeding out. You can't stem the flow. You've got nothing to kind of band-aid the problems and plug the holes that are causing you so many issues. Whereas if you go with this healing ward from the Juggernaut and this Medusa, who is reasonably tanky, and push towards these tier 1s, at the very least, if you lose a couple of heroes, a Darkseer here, a Juggernaut there, a Tusk there, you're still getting gold, you're still getting income, and map control, more importantly, to actually play a bigger map. If you take those objectives earlier on, but they've played passively, defensively, kind of biding their time and waiting.
It's similar to the Evo's problem, right?
Yeah, while Fnatic have been exploiting that waiting period, that window of opportunity has given them so many items on these core heroes. We're even looking at Sand King with Blink. Like, Sand King didn't have a lane for the first 5-6 minutes, and now we're looking at Ice with 6k net worth, 800 behind the Medusa, like barely behind the Medusa and the Darkseer, which is insane. Tower gold.
They've just been, the tower gold, and also because they've been crushed in lane, right? They've been crushed successively. Yeah, you said that Medusa's been farming for a while, but her lane was so terrible. And I think this just goes back to, I mean, this is the laning meta, right? Winning the lanes is so important. And you let your Medusa die, what, was it twice that your supports weren't carrying TPs? Or where the TPs were on cooldown and they couldn't TP? They go again for another kill. Rolling Boulder keeps Darkseer in check. And the yo-yo of death to keep him silent as well. Sans Eclipse destroys Felix's HP. Finally, Sam H can drop the wall and walk away, but Felix will die, unfortunately. The burst like Sandstorm actually catches him, destroys him. Sam H dead, and Moon Meander will, be in the same position very shortly. MP finally joins the fray. Better is forced to use that Stone Gaze, but they don't care. They can just look into the Medusa's eyes, turn to stone, and kill her right afterwards. As the lasso comes out from Moon Meander, his chances of surviving this are 0 to none.
I think Fnatic's winning the fight. Yeah, they're going to pick off. Cool, they're going to get another hero, and then you realize, hang on a second, WG.Unity, can they get away? Can Medusa escape? And then no. There's a lifestealer in this game, by the way. MP joins at the very tail end of the fight, and they realize very quickly that this Radiance Basher lifestealer at 19.5 minutes is absolutely unstoppable.
Yep.
He's 2-0-2, and I don't think he's going to die this game. Full lane of Barak's going to fall pre-20 minutes. WG.Unity in all sorts of trouble.
Radiant's middle barracks.
In the middle lane, we will see Nico Baby completing some of the creep skipping, but... Oh no, actually, I spoke too soon. He doesn't even creep skip properly.
DJ's getting jumped. Ice with a 2-man stun. Split Earth, turn around. DJ with the damage, but the mech is there. Sam H keeps his buddies alive. In the meantime, it's Ice will be the sacrifice. DJ caught with the shards and the Firefly. Over his head they go, and a couple of good kills as they lose their melee racks middle.
Well, they managed to get 3 kills for Warriors Gaming Unity, which usually would be a bit of a break, but you don't get the 2 main guys, which is the OT and the Lifestealer, who were dealing with the Juggernaut. So at least the creep skipping served for something, but it wasn't good enough to actually get
Look
back
at
into the game.
MP bottom. Invis, Radiance off,
Wow.
baiting, waiting.
Waiting for the kill!
Gets the bash as well.
Of course. Even he tried to use, I'm assuming, ice shards to close himself in.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
it would have still died.
Lifestealer role-playing as a TA, right? When you meld on the top of a cliff or on the bounty rune spot.
That was
Waiting
wonderful.
for your opponents to come in.
I love that he turned the Radiance off. He knew that was the play as soon as he found the Invis. He's like, this is what I'm going to do now. Actually, I remember when Lifestealer used to do the thing, there's like a meme thing. You infest the creep and you just wait for a carry to come and farm the creep and then come out and murder him.
Nom, 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 nom,
Radiant's
nom.
bottom
That was
tower
wonderful.
is under attack.
Never works though in pubs because they never get to farm the creep.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I'll bet we'll find Moon Meander here. Or as I don't really know. Yeah, it does seem like Moon is in trouble. But Banner actually in much more trouble. Confidently can beat this, but definitely not. Epicenter's been charged. It's destroying poor Banner, who's lost all his mana. The OD saved himself for a while, but here's a lot of heroes ready to kill the OD. The lasso's good, and OD will go down a bed in the wrong position. And it does seem like Fnatic misjudged this team fight. No more boulders for Abed. Oh, sorry, for Jabs, who's forced to rolling boulder himself away. But it's just a very poor rolling boulder. He does kick Nico Baby away, but that rolling boulder is way too slow. Won't send you anywhere but the graveyard.
Unfortunate that Fnatic there didn't continue pushing bot with the Lash and the Lifestealer. Might have been able to take a tier 3. They decided to try and connect up through the mid lane towards that fight near the Northern Radiant Shrine, but it was a far too quick of a death on that OD. Nico Baby cutting wave in behind top with a spin TP. Nothing to cancel that at all. Good couple of kills there. Nice. Swift retribution from WG.Unity. Keeps themselves in the game for now, but still an 11,000 net worth lead for Fnatic.
Well, you also dispel the surge as well. Ice says with the body block because of that dust. Oh, Felix trying to guess the way to get out, but the body block actually stops him, forces him to snowball the OD and die, giving the kill instead to Abed.
Ice went and hunted for more. Like, he didn't blink towards the Tusk, he blinked south looking for Darkseer to try and connect with MP's Lifestealer as quickly as he could. Medusa does find some space to farm though. Ben-Hur. Still sub 10k net worth on this Dusa, feels pretty bad, and Roshan is now open for Fnatic. Into the pit they wander.
And an Aegis will go to Lifestealer most likely, making him, as he wasn't unkillable already. By the way, this Lifestealer's going for not even the typical evasion build that's so common. I mean, he probably will go for the talent anyway. But the Miracle build, not Miracle, the Miracle Lifestealer, where you go Naga Siren but Lifestealer, because Naga Siren is not a hero anymore. It's wonderful. I love that still thing.
Very powerful.
It is. I mean, it's not the most ideal build for a Lifestealer that's up against a Darkseer, because you usually want to tank up the illusions in this case, and you want to make your illusions very powerful. You go for a lot of stats, but it's a good meme build, and I always enjoy that. They're winning by so much, it doesn't really matter what he builds. Snowball to evade, oh sorry, the Ice Eel Scepter to evade the Snowball, but the Burst Strike's not ready, so he can't actually do anything. Unfortunately, they cliff him up. They actually used the Omni Slash on Ice. Nico Baby stuck on the cliff because of the Omni Slash. He won't Mono-style himself away. He just wants to hit something, but it's the illusion that actually gets down. Nico Baby accepts his fate.
Nico Baby rage.
They finally, oh, they don't even have a TP. He actually can't TP himself away.
Get me off this cliff, team.
Get me off this cliff. The Ice Shard, they tried, but Felix is not good enough. He's been cliffed there forever. Stay on that
They're
cliff.
killing him with Edict.
Oh, Nico Baby, your fate. No way. Don't give him the chance to get a kill. He doesn't deserve it. Murder him in cold blood.
Murder on the ward floor.
On the what?
Never mind.
The ward floor?
Don't worry. Don't look at me like that.
They don't know I'm looking at you.
Murder on the dance floor.
Wow. I might leave.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's understandable.
I fully understand. It's fine by me.
We have a Scythe of Vice on Abed. So he's going for a much more traditional OD build. Not very typical nowadays to go for the Scythe of Vice this quickly, rather. Still very powerful. Great against Juggernaut Dusa. I don't know what
Especially
to say.
with Blink Scythe.
Yeah, like this build, like I'm saying, it's much more of an older OD, drums aside. but it works nicely when you're dominated by so much, right? And you can keep on farming and farming. And this lifestealer is out of control. 19,000 net worth is absurd.
Batrider nearly has a blink.
Oh,
Moon Meander's 400 gold away from Blink Dagger. 350 gold away from Blink Dagger. Go kill the creeps. Oh, his Firefly ended. Feels bad, man.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Still have Aegis for 3 minutes, basically.
not like you need it as lifestealer. They're gonna bring him down. He has to make a huge mistake.
What's
Nico,
Nico
baby,
doing?
what are you? Was he trying to get into the trees? Like, I'll trick him from there.
Don't know why, though.
Did he make a question? I think he's just drawing things on the map at this point. The circle. That's a 9.
Oh, is he doing it with a sword?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think I'm...
When you said drawing on the map, I thought you meant like actually drawing on the map.
Oh, right.
No.
No.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
That's a beautiful drawing. Is that Alchemist?
Yes.
Mhm.
Sure. Yeah, I'll draw a cat for you as well.
You know what's cooking? Boom!
This is why they call us unprofessional casters.
Yes, we're morons.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Fnatic looking to close this one out. Ice has a buddy infested deep inside of him, and they are looking for kills. Sam H has gone deep into the dire jungle, so he won't be caught. But Ice, he smells blood in the water. Moving towards
Radiant's bottom tower
that Juggernaut,
is under
Dusa,
attack.
and Tusk, the trio.
Dire's middle
Gathered
tower
up top.
is under
Dusa
attack.
TP's out, won't be caught. Juggernaut, a pretty difficult kill, but they do have the Basher on the Lifestealer to go through that spin TP. We'll see how well they do. They don't even get to that point. There is no spin. There is no TP. There is only death for that Juggernaut for 50 seconds. That's their timing now to go and push that high ground top, take a second lane of barracks and put this game out of hope.
You know, there's one advantage of being so far behind, that you're only dead for 50 seconds. I mean, it's not that long, because you're so useless that you haven't reached the really high level. Only level 17 Jug. It's fine. You'll come back in time for the next push. They don't have time to push this quickly enough.
Mr. Silver lining over here.
Yeah, I always see the positive side of things. That's why I play Dota. It's a game for optimistic people.
Dear Lord.
And I find the Darkseer now with a
Sick.
simple
Sick.
power strike. Bye-bye, Sam H. And Felix as well. Wow, that wasn't even intentional with a bullet smash, or maybe it was just a really good snipe. The Mystic Snake, though, is fine level 15, which means they can actually hurt the Lifestealer. They
Blink.
get a Radiance Illusion.
Blink on bat.
Pushes them away. They have Blink on Bat. See, even more silver linings.
The Leshrac now has a full pipe, though. Pretty low on mana for DJ, though. Needs to pop his 4 clarities all at once. Get that massive mana regen going.
Everyone knows Clarity stack, of course.
Absolutely.
Each Clarity reduces the successive duration of the next one,
He
right?
needs to cast mech and pipe. He doesn't care about casting his spells, but he needs to cast mech and pipe.
I thought he actually had Clarities.
What do you mean?
Oh, no, he does. Never mind. I was looking at the wrong here. I like that he still has 3 Clarities as well.
Well, I mean, Sand King has 2, Leshrac has 3.
They're going for a smoke here. Blink ready. Oh, they'll catch the Earth Spirit. That's not bad. Unless the Astral Imprisonment completely stops you. They still drag him forward. The jabs will appear out of nowhere. And like Houdini, he also escapes the vacuum with a 0 follow-up because they have no combo with the vacuum, unfortunately. Now finally the Stone Gates Gareth was talking about. And they do get the vacuum Stone Gates combo. Unfortunately, this does nothing but give him a bit of time to escape, which is not enough time for them to actually save themselves. The GG is called, whereas Gamey recognizes that Fnatic absolutely dominated this game.
Yeah.
And
Radiant's top tower
Yeah. Fnatic outclassed them, completely outclassed them, and that is now WGU out of contention. 1-5 in the group stage, whereas Fnatic continue their winning ways, now 5-1. A reverse story. But the next series for them, as I think we've talked this game to death, is a difficult one. Probably I would say the best matchup of the group stage. You would disagree because you like